Dear friends, I am Jeshua, your brother and kindred spirit. I am here with an abundance of love that I connect deeply with the love in your awakened heart. You have awakened to a more conscious reality even as you are living here on earth, and that is very special. It is possible to spend many lives on earth without true inner awakening because you are always consumed by the need for survival. You are caught in this perpetual struggle. Many of the lives you have led as a soul on earth, especially in the initial phase of your development here, were about getting used to living in the earthly reality. You are becoming familiar with the energy on earth, with the opposite energies of fear and joy, dark and light. You have discovered the wide play of emotions in the deepest sense. Shades of dark and light affect your mood and move you as a living, feeling being. And this experience is very intense for a soul who needs to learn about being here, because the soul has emerged from more equable celestial spheres. Life as a human being on earth can be very demanding and distracting. It takes a lot of time and life experience on earth to develop a consciousness that is able to allow space around emotions, a consciousness that is able to create a center, an I, that is really free, a self that is more than a plaything for the many emotions, moods, and thoughts, but is founded in a deep center that is connected to the soul. An earthly human does not need to be consciously connected to the soul. One can live without that connection and remain unconscious, because as a human being one is especially busy with experiencing life here on earth. But you are different, in the sense that you have a very clear need to experience your soul and to feel connected with it, and to live from it. At this stage of development on earth, it is now the time for this connectedness to manifest. It is necessary that the light in people is ignited from within and that people wake up, that their soul, the eternal spark in them, is admitted into their daily lives and, in a literal sense, becomes awake and alive. Feel for a moment what that means for you. Have you ever in your life clearly felt that your soul was very near to you, that there is an inner knowing or a gentle stream of love and encouragement within you? Perhaps a silence in which you quite clearly realized, there is something that supports and helps me. There is something greater than my thinking and my emotions, and this greater reality feels good, but can I trust it completely? The voice that you hear is the voice of love, not an emotional love, but a knowing, wise love. You all have had moments in your life in which you experienced that feeling and heard that voice, such as when you were in distress or when you were faced with an important decision. Try now to recall such a moment. Remind yourself again of that calm knowing surrounding you, which set you at ease while, with your earthly sensibilities, you had no idea what was going to happen. Your soul lives in that silence, and she wants to descend deep within you. You, humanity as a whole, are enthralled by your thoughts. The mind is a valuable instrument, but it needs leadership, and you have forgotten that. You think you can just go through life with your mind on automatic pilot, but life does not work that way. At this time in evolution, when it is so necessary for the call of the soul to be heard, you are very much hampered by two things. The first is fear, and the second is your head, your identification with the thinking, organizing processes in your life. I want to speak now about these two obstacles. The first obstacle, fear, lives in all of you. Feel it now. How often do you feel tense, restless, busily worrying about so many issues in your life? That anxiety takes on a particular tone, you might say, a vibration in which you are trapped. Fear and busy thoughts often go together, thinking becomes pressured, restless, and worry-filled. However you experience these thoughts, the tone is set by fear, which comes in many guises and forms. I spoke earlier about a fear that is characteristic of the survival mode, the belief that life is a struggle. But you also have to deal with another fear, which is that you are going to break free from the old traditional way of thinking and doing, and realize that you are really a self, an I, connected with your soul. And this breaking free and realization requires that you allow space for yourself. One of the things you fear most is to be greater and to take up more space. You have forgotten that sense of yourself because a lot of the educational concepts are designed to teach you to conform, to fit in with the rest of society. It is true that there is now more and more individual freedom and originality, but the need to adapt is still very strongly present in most people. Allowing your own I to develop, with your natural impulses, desires, talents, does not happen by itself. In the social interaction with one another in work, at school, in the social environment there is a sort of alluring compulsion to keep yourself hidden behind a mask, to join in, and to not stand out, to not go against the mass common denominator. There is also the dread of standing out by speaking up, by expressing your truth. But the transition from ego to heart requires that you gradually let go of that fear. You often long to let go of that fear because you feel that living in fear, by aligning yourself to common expectations, with all their varied obsessions, makes you unhappy and feel weakened. You want to live from joy and passion, to show your creativity, but that is only possible when you stop trying to fit in, when you truly feel what touches you and you know the reason why you are here. I ask you to now experience that feeling within yourself. Imagine that a flame or torch resides in your belly, and imagine that presence in whatever way you can. In the element of fire is life, heat, light, but also passion and grounding. The fire in you wants to radiate in a grounded way. Let your awareness come down into your belly and welcome the fire within you, the creative fire that is connected to your unique soul. You are special. Every person has special gifts, a unique vibration. Only when that vibration is allowed to be heard and seen, when you no longer feel the need to hide it, can you find fulfillment and happiness in your life. See if you detect or sense, within that fire in your belly, an image of who you really are or want to be. It can be an image, a feeling, a color, a symbol. Sense what in you wants to flow. See what you have suppressed, and feel the energy of that suppressed part of you, your creativity, flow through your spine from top to bottom. Make yourself welcome and have compassion for yourself because your original fire, your strength, your passion, your love, has been suppressed. You seldom even recognize yourself. You no longer remember exactly who you are and what deeply touches and motivates you. That is the tragedy of many people. They feel caged and trapped in the need to adapt and do not feel good doing that. Yet, they do not know exactly what other options they have.